welcome to Canadian Politics is Boring.
Hello, welcome to Canadian Politics is Boring. My name is Reese, and with me is Jesse Harley, whose throat is still sounds like a chainsaw being dragged across some gravel.
That's really descriptive. I was going to say, like, what's he going to come up with? But, like, there it is, yeah.
There we go.
It's my sexy chainsaw voice.
Jesse's sexy throat.
I'm drinking coffee, which is probably not good for it, but fuck it, I don't care.
Remember you won Mr. Throat 2028?
Oh, that was a good time.
2028?
In the future. It's a good time.
Remember the future.
Yeah. Vividly. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Busy as always.
Busy as always.
You're like the busiest person I know.
I have two businesses.
You have two businesses and 3 kids and a dog, and yet you also, like, it's so weird. You love life more than anyone I know, and most people who are workaholics that I've met think that they just need to work more in order to enjoy life more, and it's actually the opposite. Like, they're digging themselves into a hole. You have managed to create this world if I work harder, I will enjoy life more, and somehow you magically made it a thing. That's not how it works normally. Like,
yeah, I think unless I achieve something in work that I feel good about by the end of the week, I worry that I'm a failure. So I apply myself to it and then achieve something, and then it fuels my enthusiasm for everything else.
See, I'm
keep moving forward.
I'm the same way. I feel very big about achievement.
Yeah,
I grew up from a young age having.
Me too. Sorry.
that was never mind.
Jesse, have you ever heard of the Shawinigan Handshake?
The Shawinigan?
Shawinigan. That's a place in Quebec. Shawinigan. Shawinigan.
I've never heard of the Shawinigan Handshake.
And the Shawinigan is not a euphemism.
I'm glad we're getting back into more comical, more like lighthearted sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Because like the show has evolved from
it got dark.
Teaching Jesse who doesn't care about politics to teaching Jesse who is angry about Canadian politics.
How to be more angry.
Yeah.
So the Shawinigan Handshake is not anything to do with sex. Yeah.
I mean, that's where my mind went instantly. If you hear the word Shawinigan, I mean, you just go to some dark, sexy places real quick.
So, is it
What's on the menu for tonight, baby?
So
Shawinigan.
Do you remember?
Ooh. Oh, I'll get the forks.
Do you remember I'm going to massacre his name. The Prime Minister.
They all love this.
John Sheridan.
I don't. Okay, I've never heard of him.
Sheridan. I'm sure he's like. I mean, he was.
I'm probably not. I grew up learning French, but my pronunciation of French names and words are probably only moderately better than recent. So
is it pretty?
I've made a decision that I'm not ever going to try to pronounce or correct Reese's French, because we have enough audience members writing to us correcting him for him.
So this is. I'm asking Google how to pronounce. He's a pretty prominent prime. Jean Trédien. Jean Trédien,
right.
According to Google, might be wrong, who knows. So he was a very popular Liberal Party leader who was unchallenged for 3 consecutive federal elections from 1993 to 2003.
Hold on, he was what?
A very popular prime minister. Liberal prime minister for the majority of the 90s.
He was our country's prime minister in the 90s? And then again, I was a teenager, so I didn't really care.
Jean Trédien. I just pressed that again to remind me.
Oh my God, are you saying Jean Chrétien?
John Chrétien. Yeah,
oh my God, man.
There we go. See, you do know him. You do know him. I don't know.
Yeah, Jean Chrétien.
Jean Chrétien, yeah, you know him.
Chrétien.
The Chrétien. The Canadian Bill Clinton.
You were saying... oh my God, man, that's so fucking funny. You were mispronouncing it so poorly that I'm like, how can I should have known who our prime minister was in the 90s.
It's so much easier. In the UK, you just go Tony Blair. It's very easy to say.
But I was like, no, it was fucking John Chrétien.
John Chrétien.
Chrétien.
Chrétien. What's that?
There's lots of
Here we
funny
go.
stories about Jean Chrétien.
Well, this is a good one. And you haven't heard the Shawinigan Handshake?
No.
This is
What were you calling him again?
John Sheraton.
There it is. Yeah,
There you
there's
go. I'm going to keep calling him that. Prime Minister Sheraton. I'm just going to call him Jean. So in 1985, there was the Quebec.
That wasn't a joke, by the way. You honestly,
I
genuinely.
I've read his name many times. I just never heard anyone say it out loud.
Okay. Yeah, I'm also probably not pronouncing
I've
it
only been here
really
I've only been
properly,
here
but-
3 years.
that's
Everything is
fair
new
enough.
to me.
God, that's funny.
So-
I thought it was going to be like some prime minister from like the 1800s or 19.
No.
It was like the
in the
90s.
Yeah.
I should have known who's like,
Yeah.
I did know.
I was just saying it very badly.
Oh my
sorry,
God, really funny.
Jean Chrétien.
Hey, good job. That was good.
Chrétien.
Yeah.
Perfect. There we go. So, 1985, Quebec had a referendum to be an independent sovereign nation, which they lost by a very small percentage. So
It was close.
The turnout was 93.52%, and the no option was carried. They lost by like 54,000 votes or something ridiculous.
It was
like 0.5%.
It was a big story.
Yeah. But what that meant was that separatists were very angry.
I shouldn't say his name is John. It's not John. It's
Jean.
Jean.
So Jean. So on November the 5th, 1995, a Quebec separatist called André Dallaire broke into the Prime Minister's residence at 24 Sussex Drive, and he was armed with a large...
Hold on a second. 24 Sussex Drive. Is that like...
It's like the White House. Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
We did a whole thing.
No, but I just thought that was where he lived.
No, that was...
I thought,
that's where the Prime
I thought
Minister...
you found out the address. Like, okay, so
I wouldn't give away somebody's... If I worked out where a prominent politician lived, I wouldn't give their address.
I mean,
away.
I thought it was a little, out there to do, but I was like, wow.
Well, do you know what
nice.
happened?
Like,
Somebody dumped a load of boxes at the end of my driveway this morning for garbage collection, and their name and address was on everything on these boxes. It was one person. It was their name and address, and I had three options. I could either just dump it at their house.
yeah.
I could shame them on the residence group with their name and address, which is what some people do, or I could have called the actual the municipality and got them to fine them for dumping their garbage at somebody's house, even though I had clear evidence.
Dumped garbage.
Yeah, it's somebody else's property with their address on. So I went for a fourth option, where I found them because I had their name and address. So I worked out.
Hold on. How did you get? Oh, because a bunch of their mail was in the garbage?
Yeah, there was just parcel boxes with their name and address.
Hold on. Sorry. This is a neighbor of yours dumped a truck full of garbage in your lawn or driveway?
At the end of my driveway, yeah.
Just dumped a bunch of garbage.
Just boxes. Delivery boxes. So
why did they do this?
I have no idea.
In your specific driveway?
I pulled up all the information I could find on the internet because I had their full name and address. And I found them on Facebook, and I messaged them saying, "Hey, just so you know, these boxes
shit like this that I live for our show." Okay,
So
these asides that have nothing to do with politics. That just like
So I was like, these boxes that you left at the end, or that
Holly,
somehow
you found them.
that somemew ended up at the end of our driveway.
So did you like call them? Did you
I
email them?
messaged them through Facebook, and I said, "I found all of this information about you." Because you left them on these boxes. I found you through Facebook. Aren't you worried about identity theft? Because I'm your neighbor. Don't you want to come and pick these up and dispose of your address and all this information? Because if it was me, I wouldn't want my information and all my details just left on somebody's curbside. And then I left for work.
That was today?
That was this morning, yeah.
So you don't have an update?
They read the message, they didn't reply.
So
I haven't been back yet to see what happened to the boxes. So.
Oh, what? Oh, my God.
So I like
There's
my
going to be a part two.
I like my fourth option of terrifying them with the potential of identity theft.
Even terrifying them, you did it in such a nice neighborly manner. That's just who you are.
I didn't go, why did you dump your shit here? I went, aren't you concerned about this? I found out all this information.
Very smart.
I found out all this information about you because you left these boxes outside my house. So
You should have sent them photos of them.
my neighbors love me.
Honestly, like if you knew who I would have taken it a step further, right? Like
I could read their name and address on this podcast, but I'm not a dick.
Well, no, okay, let's call that.
If it happens again, I
Plan
will.
C, and I was going to say Plan B was take your DSLR, take your camera, right?
Yeah.
and then secretly take photos of them like sunbathing in the backyard or like through their window, their bathroom window.
I'm not going to do that.
And
That's
then
illegal.
and then send. Hold on, wait, and then Facebook them all innocent, like as a good neighbor talking about identity theft, right? And like, yeah, look at what I found online of you when I Googled your name, like these photos of you. Like, don't say you took them, just say that you found them.
Or you could sign them up for
On
a
the
bunch
dark
of
web.
You could sign them up for a bunch of brochures and things for stuff they don't want.
Oh, that's
So
I
they,
mean, you get
so they
enough-
end up
you
every
get
time they
enough
go to
shit
the
in there,
mailbox, load of junk mail just falls out.
and then they just dump it in your driveway again.
Exactly, and it just ends up in my driveway again. So anyway, enough about my problems.
I want to hear. No, when we record again, I want to hear part 2 of this. Like,
Yeah. Okay, cool. So anyway,
it's going to be boring. It's
so
going
this-
to be just came.
anyway, back to Canadian politics.
I guess.
A Quebec separatist tried to murder the Prime Minister
Boring.
with a hunting knife, and he was arrested before he could injure anyone. But he was very tense because someone tried to kill him with a knife. I would be tense if someone tried. I was tense because someone dumped boxes outside my house.
So when was this? Someone tried to kill.
This
Jean
was in
Chrétien.
1995 after Quebec lost the referendum.
So who was trying to be murdered with a
He
hunting knife?
wasn't trying to be murdered. He was trying not to be murdered like
Right,
everybody
yeah,
else.
So who was?
but,
That's right. Yeah, I missed
John Cheriton. John. They tried to murder him.
Try it again.
John.
Chrétien.
Yeah. And all, so then what happened was he was going to Quebec then to commemorate the first National Flag Day of Canada, and as he addressed an assembled crowd, anti-poverty activists heckled the Prime Minister over his proposed changes to Canada's unemployment insurance program as he made his way to the limousine. And there was an anti-poverty protester called Bill Clement. And
a great name.
Prime Minister Jean was confronted by the protester, and Jean grabbed the protester by the back of the neck and chin, forced them to the ground, and broke one of the protester's teeth in the process.
Oh yeah, no, he's had multiple violent incidences with people getting in his face, and it's well documented.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
kind of amazing.
So,
He choked a reporter.
Well, and then-
straight on video too. Someone else was like, it was amazing.
I've got a picture of it. Look at that.
Oh, that is the photo of him choking it. Yeah,
it was a protester. So
a protester. Maybe not a reporter.
So then another
yeah.
protester tried to block the Prime Minister's passage to the limo, and with a megaphone, the Prime Minister knocked him over, and then the RCMP jumped on. Jean later defended his actions by saying, "Some people came my way, and I had to go. So if you're in my way." That's what he's. I mean, to be honest, someone tried to murder him with a knife, and then people mob him.
But he's a badass man. Look at his response.
I know he was just
he didn't have this huge fucking like if that happened in the States, man. Oh my God, we'd be talking about it like
and it didn't
every fucking year.
It didn't
on,
affect
like,
it didn't affect his popularity at all.
No, of course. If
People
anything,
like-
it probably made it more popular.
Yeah, it's like when Trudeau said, "Have you got a hospital to bother?" It's like that, but way more kick-ass.
Yeah.
But
So like in the States, they're like decades ago, their president gets a blowjob under a desk, and it's all anyone can fucking talk about for years. In Canada, a guy comes at our prime minister with a knife, and our prime minister chokes a bitch out and gets in his limo and drives off, and that's it. We're done.
and everyone goes, "Oh, Canadian politics is so boring." So the protester couldn't
It was
remember.
nice. That was good. Were you waiting? Were you waiting a long time to use that?
Yeah, it was.
That was good.
So Clement can't even remember. It happened so fast, he said, but it broke the crown in his tooth during the scuffle. And Clement, a couple of months later, the RCMP showed up at the door with a check for $560 to cover the dental fee.
Hold on, what?
So he broke his tooth because the Prime Minister wiped him out. And then the RCMP showed up at his door a few months later, offering to pay for the $560 dental fee to repair his tooth.
That's hilarious. Was he suing the prime minister? Or?
No, he wasn't. That's how much it cost him, and they were like, "Hey, we'll pay for it."
Because that's what you do in Canada, man.
Yeah, if I'm gonna break your tooth, I'll pay for it 6 months later.
Yeah, if you're gonna,
It's called justice.
If you're coming at someone with a knife and they break your tooth, you're not going to sue them for breaking your tooth while you were trying to stab them.
So then Clement, the protester, took the money and bought an ad in a newspaper with it,
Oh, here we go.
criticizing the Liberal government.
Okay, that was a nice twist.
It was, yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
So,
Yeah.
but now it's become
This
really,
is a great story.
it's become really famous though as well. So the Shawinigan microbrewery, Trois de Diable, has
What?
has released an award-winning beer named the Shawinigan Handshake, with Prime Minister Jean strangling a cherry on the label.
Oh, that's the handshake. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Where's the name Shawinigan come from? Is that
That's where he's from.
the guy who tried to attack him with a hunting knife?
No, that's where.
Was the guy who got strangled and had his tooth punched out? Was that the guy with the hunting knife?
No, that was a separate person.
That's a totally separate person.
Totally separate person. He was just a protester. It's just that the knife guy set a bad precedent for put Jean on edge.
Okay, so
Yeah. Now it's time for a break where you'll be regaled with wonderful products like snortable mustard, hair mousse suppositories, and all of the wonderful innovations brought to you by capitalism, a superior system to communism. And since the incident, many celebrities and politicians have been jokingly held by Jean in the famous chokehold when visiting him.
What?
So it's a thing he does. There's a photo opportunity where he pretends to strangle you, and you
You're
take a photo.
fucking kidding me.
Nope. I've got a picture of former Prime Minister Jean demonstrating his handshake on Liberal MP Justin Trudeau in 2010.
No fucking way. Oh my God.
Trudeau's loving it.
Oh my God. Trudeau's loving it. He's laughing it up. But like,
strangle
there's
me more,
literally-
Jean. Strangle me, Jean.
I can't see Jean's face, so
No.
I don't know if it's actually him or not. But that's hilarious.
So when Bill Clennett, the protester, who was a victim,
Jean goes traveling the world giving speeches, and at the
And
end,
choking people.
if you want to come and talk to me after the show, it's $10. I'll sign something. I'll choke you.
Yeah.
And
It's
then,
like when you go to the Magic Kingdom in Florida and there's the sword in the stone that you can't lift out and everyone poses with it.
Right.
It's the Canadian politics version of that
Where you
enchanted
get
sword
your
in the stone.
photo taken of Jean Chrétien
Yeah.
choking you out.
Get choked by a former prime minister.
I mean, I would do that.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
like I would throw money.
roll up. Only $10. Get choked by Jean Chrétien.
Oh my God! Come on, tell me you wouldn't. There's no fucking way. If I like, I'm
There's
just,
like a 6'2"
like, take my money.
paper mache prime minister, and you like insert your head upwards in there. And so the protester Bill Clennett, who was the victim of his handshake,
Victim, please.
So when he saw that, when he realised that the choke move was being used as a photo opportunity by the former
How
prime
did he
minister,
break his tooth?
pushed him to the ground. I think it was from the impact.
Okay,
So it was a hard impact to knock a tooth free.
right. Yeah.
And he describes the former prime minister as a buffoon because he doesn't think it's very nice that he was pushed to the ground and now it's a joke.
I think that's a more than fair.
I think it's a
reaction.
Yeah, I was a victim of some random violence when I was just protesting, with no consequence, and now it's a photo opportunity that everybody loves, including the current prime minister. So it's like, imagine, say there was like a charity fundraiser and you got to meet him and you shake hands. You go, oh, thanks for coming down, former Prime Minister Jean Chrétien, for doing this. And yeah, it's been really cool. Yeah, oh, thanks. We've raised over $200 for dogs that were born with no neck. And this has been wonderful. And then he's like, you want to do it, don't you? Yeah, go on. We'll do the photo.
Keep going, and then what?
And then he does the photo, and then you sanitize your neck, and he sanitizes his hands, and then same thing next year. Yeah, that'd be great. Maybe we can reach $300 and
For dogs with no necks.
dogs born with no necks. I don't know. Sorry if you've got a dog with no neck.
It's actually like I think they're just called pugs.
Yeah. It's technically what a pug is.
Yeah.
A dog with no neck or depth to their face. Yeah.
This got weird real quick. Okay.
A dog that has run into a window very fast and like a cartoon stuck.
The Shawinigan handshake. Too bad there wasn't anybody else in the office, or we could have them take a photo of us doing the Shawinigan handshake to each other and post it online.
Oh, it wouldn't be the same though without Jean Chrétien. How did you say his name again?
Jean Chrétien.
Jean Chrétien.
There you go.
Jean Chrétien.
Not Sean.
Jean Chrétien.
Yen.
Yen.
Chrétien.
Chrétien.
There you go.
Chrétien. I'm thinking of crutch and then the currency yen. That's how I'll remember it.
Sure.
John Chrétien.
Not quite.
There we go.
But a lot better than how it started.
I think
at the
visually,
beginning of this episode.
I've got to visualize it. John, pair of jeans, crutch, the currency yen. Jeans, crutch, yen. There we go. So easy to remember.
You should teach classes on pronunciation.
Yeah, English class. Imagine if I teach 30 people over 6 months full time to learn English. And then they release them into the world.
Oh my God. They'd somehow.
Imagine if I taught them French.
I'm trying to picture it.
30 people who get beaten up on the streets. We do have some really nice messages from people, Canadian French speakers, who do find rather than be offended by my terrible pronunciation, they find it deeply entertaining. I'm glad, because I don't do it to offend. I'm just genuinely shit at pronouncing
We have a challenge for any French speakers out there who
non-English languages
who dislike, who get genuinely offended, which is nobody so far, who get genuinely offended at Reese's pronunciation of Canadian French words give you a challenge
just
to
French
pronounce,
words in France too.
Oh, I suppose. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
To come on, email us, and we'll give you some Welsh words to pronounce.
Yeah.
And if you can do that correctly without the use of Google, we will invite
Give
you on
you
the show and give you
$7 in change. Right now, I got it. Here we go.
There you go. He's getting it out of his pocket.
$7 in change.
He does too. Look at that.
It is pretty much $7.
Actually, it looks like, yeah. There you go.
Here we go. So anyway, I'm gonna go back and I gotta go home and see if the boxes have gone, and if
very
the saga.
excited to hear this.
Do you think that was creepy what I did, or do you think that was good?
I don't think it was creepy enough.
That could be more creepy.
I think it really.
I think
your
your plan was way creepier.
Oh yeah,
Like just to say,
that
hey,
you took the photos.
But
I found these photos.
Identity theft is real. I destroy all addresses on anything I receive. I know people that have their identity stolen all the time, and people open like.
You got to be really good at stealing identities. It can't just be as simple as finding out what someone's address is. Like people's address is public knowledge. Like that's.
But if you can go online and find a picture of them, and all this other stuff, it's very easy to find out a huge amount of information about people.
Yeah,
if you're not being careful.
I suppose. Yeah.
My personal social media is all private. I don't want that to be publicly available.
That's fair. You've got kids though. That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. I get that. But your company's
and my
social
kids
media
want to be famous YouTubers, and I won't let them.
That's very smart. I am thoroughly
unless they've got a
with you
real
on that.
plan where they can make lots of money, I can retire. Then no. So far, all the plans have been rubbish.
Minecraft videos, Dad.
Exactly.
I mean, like
what I'll do is I'll play Minecraft for 3 hours and talk while I play Minecraft for 3 hours.
Honestly,
been
like,
done.
The whole being social media famous and social media rich thing is. The problem is that people are doing it.
Yeah.
But it's akin to winning the lottery.
It is.
Right? It's like, what do you want to do when you grow up, Timmy? I want to be a professional lottery player. I'm like, okay, well, statistically, that is a possibility. Like, I can't say that's impossible, but it's so unlikely.
Yeah.
And you just see these, all you see all day long are lottery winners you're surrounded by lottery winners. Like, it must be possible. It must be, this is trying to become a famous TikToker or famous Instagrammer.
I remember I wanted to be a mad scientist. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a mad scientist. And I wanted to have a layer in a volcano.
It's not too late, Reese.
I know.
I can help you with this. I can help you with this dream.
It's like, imagine that. What a cool job that would be. And then I moved on to just wanted to be like a policeman or something. I don't know.
You failed at that job tuld.
Yeah, I'd be a shit policeman.
You really would.
I'd be very corrupt.
I think you'd just let everybody go. You're too nice.
I'd just be like,
hi, do you know why I stopped you today? I don't know. What? Well, you were driving 250 kilometers per hour in a school zone.
It was pretty impressive, though. You didn't lose control. You weaved your way through the kids seamlessly. So I'm going to lay you off this time because you clearly know what you're doing, but just don't let me see you do it again. Or if you are going to do it, make sure there's no one like me there.
This is my route and this is my schedule. Just try to avoid me during this time in this area, okay? Wink. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's not very.
You would accept money, but you will
It
accept
is. I
boxes
think
of
being a
Timbits.
policeman's a tough job because you got to like a lot of the time you are helping people, but also you're making people have a shit day if you're giving them a speeding fine. You know, you're going to ruin their day.
Yeah. You get up first thing in the morning, you polish your policeman's uniform, you sit down and you do your racist affirmations, and your visualizations of how to be a jerk during the day. And then, then
But do you know what happened? To me, I had my car towed and I realized I'd misread the sign. So it was my fault. I misread the sign. And my car got towed. So I went up to the compound to get my car and the people there were like braced for confrontation with everyone who came in. And I kind of went in and I was like, hi. And
that's just you though.
And then I just started chatting to them. I went, oh, I was like, you're out the way up, yeah? And then just talking to them about like, oh, that's a nice dog. Like it's the Rottweiler barking and everything. And I just started chatting to them. And they were like, oh.
Like the killer dog,
They were like, oh, thanks for not shouting at us. I was like, well, I misread the sign. It was my fault. And I think they're so used to people going up there and go, why the fuck did you tow my car? And I can't do that. I don't have that ability to go up and...
No, I don't either.
I'd rather leave that place going,
I made a new friend. He had a really nice shotgun.
We towed his car, but I hope we tow his car again so we get to talk to meet him again.
You again? I confess, I left it there on purpose this time. I just missed you.
You catch more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
I don't want to catch flies at all.
Well, if you do, then use honey.
Thank you.
Yeah. But anyway, in conclusion, I would be a bad police officer because I find it hard to be like a hard ass.
I think we'd need more. Honestly, I mean, this is a completely different topic, but I think we would do better with more police officers like you, less hard ass.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really be enforcing the law. I would be recommending the law in a friendly manner.
What is it with by the way, in the UK with the police officers that just have sticks instead of guns?
Well, yeah, most people don't have guns.
Yeah, but like
because nobody has guns. Nobody needs a gun.
But again, if you're going to enforce, if you're a criminal, right, and like, well, I'm a hard criminal, and that's how they speak, and you're stopped by a police officer who has a stick, and the police officer says, "Hey, you stop what you're doing, you hardened criminal," and I say, "I'm going to hit you with my stick." And
they'd have tasers as well.
Oh, okay,
so they will have a taser.
Okay, yeah,
but also they do if they need armed police.
They'll call them. They'll call them. Don't you go anywhere. I'm going to call the people with guns, and they're going to come in here, and then they're going to tell you to stop.
So rather than having one police officer with a gun who may be in a difficult situation, I need to make a split-second decision on whether to shoot this person or am I in danger or not.
Tasers make sense. I don't like guns, but tasers seem like a nice in-between.
Yeah, tasers are nice.
Tasers.
So what you would do is instead, then, if they were really worried, they would call on the radio, and within like minutes a van with like 8 people with like assault weapons would just roll out.
Jesus.
So if there was a real risk, the police officer wouldn't be expected to like solve the situation with just a stick. They would call backup, and then the backup would turn up. And
I know it's called a baton, but I like calling it a stick.
The stick,
because that's what it is.
No, they call it a truncheon.
A truncheon.
A truncheon.
It's a stick.
Yeah. It's a heavy stick that you don't.
Stick.
Trust me though, if they hit you in the face with it, it'll knock your jaw clean off your face.
If anyone has any kind of martial arts training whatsoever, they could like defend themselves.
They also use dogs as well.
Okay, that's a problem.
And those dogs won't let go until they give them the command.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's different.
But anyway,
that's the thing. Time.
That's the thing in the UK. People don't have guns, so instead they're just brutally violent with their fists. So
no, I think that's much better. Honestly, I'm hugely anti-gun. Hugely anti-gun. And as an aside,
I'm pro-fist.
Just a quick aside, the whole argument, and it's not argument, many arguments, because I've watched gun debates about like, what do you do when the criminal has guns? Blah, 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 back and forth, talking about these. I've watched the debates on guns and gun control and gun regulation, and it's hilarious because they bring up questions that as if they're thinking of these questions for the first time, and as if no one has ever debated these topics ever, and they're doing it for the first time ever, and they just can't come to a conclusion. Who knows, right? When other countries have already asked these questions. They've already had these debates, and they've already implemented them successfully. And what we have to do is like, well, what do you do if this incident happens? Like, that's a great question, John. Let's look to Iceland. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Let's look at 90% of the rest of the world.
Right. Yeah. They've already. That's a great. I'm glad you brought up that question, because that question has already been answered and solved.
Yeah. Maybe try looking at countries that don't sell bulletproof backpacks for your kids when they go to school. That's a good. That's where I'd start looking for solutions.
Right.
About guns.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah.
You know. Anyway, this has been fun.
It has. This has been fun.
I'm gonna go and give my neighbor a Shawinigan handshake, leaving boxes at the end of my driveway.
Please do.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I'm too nice. I just scare them with identity theft.
So I'm gonna say call to action is join our Instagram, because, and only because, as of late I've decided to just start randomly going live, like at 2:00 in the morning when it's raining and I'm caught under a tree, or when I'm running late to the podcast studio, and it's a small handful of people find it entertaining. So there you go. If you want to be part of the small handful of entertaining of people being entertained by me running around the city being crazy, join our Instagram.
Yeah, cool.
There you go.
Well, we'll see you soon. Anyway.
How about that? That's the first time
cool.
I've ever promoted our own Instagram.
Instagram plug. Yeah, I gotta go home.
Oh yeah, right. You got a life.
Yeah, I gotta go back to my life.
Right.
See you soon, everyone.
Yay! Oh my God.